Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It is Savannah here and welcome to Miracle May day 14. Today I want to read to you guys another story with Elijah in it, and it's going to be about the time when he was basically like showing that God of Abraham, God of Jacob, God of Moses, all that fun stuff. He was basically proving that God is the real, one and only true living God. And he was basically showing, it was like the prophets of Baal. So Baal was like a false idol, basically a demon that these people are worshiping. And so Elijah's showing them that, hey, that's not him, and this is the real God. So I kind of want to read that to you guys and we can talk about it, talk about, all the fun stuff that is in there. I don't know why I'm talking like that, guys. But yeah, so if you'd like to join me, feel free to do that. I'm gonna be in 1 Kings chapter 18 this time. Yes, actually chapter 18, because the last video I mixed it up, okay? But this time we're actually in 1 Kings chapter 18. And you know what? Let's start at verse 25, just because, for the sake of time, because we could read a lot, right? We could all read a lot, but I'm trying to keep it minimal. All right, so it says, Then Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, You go first, for there are many of you. Choose one of the bulls and prepare it and call on the name of your God, but do not set fire to the wood. So they prepared one of the bulls and placed it on the altar. Then they called on the name of Baal from morning until noontime, shouting, Oh, Baal, answer us! But there was no reply of any kind. Then they danced, hobbling around the altar they had made. About noontime, Elijah began mocking them. You'll have to shout louder, he scoffed, for surely he is a god. Perhaps he is daydreaming, or is relieving himself, or maybe he is away on a trip, or is asleep and needs to be awakened. So they shouted louder, and following their normal custom, they cut themselves with knives and swords until the blood gushed out. They raved all afternoon until the time of the evening sacrifice, but still there was no sound, no reply, no response. Then Elijah called to the people, Come over here. They all crowded around him as he repaired the altar of the Lord that had been torn down. He took 12 stones, one to represent each of the tribes of Israel, and he used the stones to rebuild the altar in the name of the Lord. Then he dug a trench around the altar large enough to hold about 3 gallons. He piled wood on the altar, cut the bull into pieces, and laid the pieces on the wood. Then he said, Fill 4 large jars with water and pour the water over the offering and the wood. After they had done this, he said, Do the same thing again. And when they were finished, he said, Now do it a 3rd time. So they did as he said, and the water ran around the altar and even filled the trench. At the usual time for offering the evening sacrifice, Elijah the prophet walked up to the altar and prayed, O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, prove today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant. Prove that I have done all this at your command. O Lord, answer me so these people will know that you, O Lord, are God and that you have brought them back to yourself. Immediately, the fire of the Lord flashed down from heaven and burned up the young bull, the wood, the stones, and the dust. It even licked up all the water in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell face down on the ground and cried out, The Lord, He is God. Yes, the Lord is God. I always think that's such a cool story. It's almost like, haha, I told you, your God or whatever, that is not God. But my God, He will not be mocked. And He is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the ultimate, almighty El Shaddai. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's so cool. And literally the wood had water on it, like they were pouring gallons of water, however much water, right? So it's basically impossible for anyone to go sneak in there and start it on fire. God was like, oh, I can do that. He's like, I created earth, water, fire, wind. I created it all, and He can do whatever He wants. He literally shot fire down. Just to show that He is God. And if God would do that just to show that he's God, to show people that he's God, and to have a story like this, he obviously has it in the Bible for a reason. It's obviously here for us to read for a reason, right? And if he cares about that, of course he cares about being God in your life. So this is to go for anybody who maybe people have mocked you and been like, where's your God in this situation? Or God didn't do this for you. And God, like, you better jump for joy when people do that. Because when people do that to you, just imagine what God has planned for you. I know that he has great things. You know, people might laugh at you for following God or think that you're being dumb or stupid for doing certain things, but God is going to show up and show out for you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're praying for, keep on pushing, keep on praying for it, keep on waiting and watching, like that one song, hey. But yeah, keep on doing that because God is really going to show up for you. And he's a good God. He's a God that goes above and beyond. And this is just another story that proves that. We have this story. We have, you know, just so many countless ways that God shows that he is God in here. And I know there's so many people that can also have a testimony as well. There's so many people that do have a testimony already, you know, showing that God is God in their lives, like a laugh in the devil's face, basically. Like even simple things like, oh, you were addicted to this and everybody thought that you would always be an addict, or you know, you were always in this situation and nobody thought you would ever make it out, and maybe they laughed at you or talked behind your back or whatever it is. But when God pulls you out of that and does a miracle in your life, these people are going to know that God is God. It's not just about, like, you know what I'm saying, having a table in front of your enemies or whatever, because God does that, but it's also to show that God is God, that everything else everybody else is doing or trying to do is nothing compared to the power of God that is working in your life. So yeah, everybody, that's the little story, that's the little message I wanted to share with you guys today. And I hope that I gave you some encouragement. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. And I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.